Thanksgiving is a holiday surrounded by the idea of eating turkey. Well, I don't eat turkey, and you may not either. So I'm here to show you how to make my favorite vegetarian dish, creamy fall lasagna. It is simple, inexpensive, and delicious. It'll have any turkey eater going wild. So to begin this recipe, we're going to mince 2 garlic cloves as fine as possible to get ready for our stir-fry with vegetables. We'll be doing a mix of mushrooms, shallots, spinach, and garlic as a seasonal type of vegetable mix. Now you want to make sure that your cuts are nice and fine. Speed isn't everything when you're cutting. Just as long. Okay. Okay, there's your garlic. And now moving on to the shallots. I prefer to use shallots in this recipe not only for the seasonal touch, but also because I think it is more richer flavor than any type of onion. I normally use onions, but I wanted to just use something different and give it a new flair. This is normally the part where my eyes start to tear up. So let's get this done quick. And blend this in with some I prepped earlier. So 1 medium shallot, 2 garlic cloves. So I pre-cut 4 of the baby portobello mushrooms, and I'm going to just finish off by cutting a 5th one for our recipe. Some nice thin strips. Going to lay really nice and creamy lasagna. Now that we're at the stove, let's preheat the oven so we can bake the lasagna at 350 degrees. Okay, we're set. And I'm going to turn the stovetop on to high setting. And we'll get our extra virgin olive oil in. Let's give that a second to heat up. And we'll toss in our garlic shells. If you start to hear the sizzle of the oil, then you know that the shallots and the garlic are going to start browning. And you can smell it. It smells amazing. Then you toss in the mushrooms. Give them a stir. And in the meantime, you can rinse the spinach that you bought. Just give it a nice rinse around and have it ready to toss in once the mushrooms begin to brown and start to cook through. Okay, looking good. I'm excited to see the look on my friend's face when they come over. I decided to host a Thanksgiving party just to show them how a vegetarian Thanksgiving meal goes. So I'm sure they'll be really pleased with what I have to offer. Okay. That looks good. And we've got 3 handfuls of spinach. Just because it'll shrink real fast once it hits the heat. Awesome. Lower the heat. Season it up. I made a special blend of Italian seasonings. We have parsley, basil, fresh hot pepper, and some garlic powder. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, you don't want to let this finish wilt too much because then when you put it in with the lasagna, it'll finish cooking in the oven. So, turn off your heat and we can move it to the layering process of the lasagna. So I melted down 4 ounces of vegan butter, and to make the creamy bechamel sauce, you use butter, about 3.5 cups of soy milk, and this is all on low to medium heat. So it's on, that's 2.5. 3 cups. A nice creamy mixture. Give it a little stir and let it heat through for a little bit. The final ingredient for a bechamel cream sauce is a flour. So in this case, we're going to use whole wheat flour. And instead of pouring the flour into the mixture, we're going to take some of the mixture out and mix it in with the flour to give it more of an easy transition. So there it is. About 3 tablespoons of the butter and soy milk mixture into about 3 tablespoons of whole wheat flour. Until it becomes more like a paste, then we can drop that right in. Good. Continue to stir this. Kick up your heat a little bit. And to season the bechamel sauce, you can use salt. Give it a little dash. Normally you would use white pepper, but in this case, black pepper will do the job. And some ground nutmeg. And 3 leaves of sage. And you're just going to keep slowing, stir until it becomes like a thicker, creamy sauce. Alright, this is probably the part where I pull my nose, and that you want to just give it time and then just zoom in until it becomes. And the butter is clumping up because it's.
We have to wait for a second.
Yeah.
Increase the heat of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn that light on.
Yeah.
It's important to note that if your sauce isn't turning into a thicker consistency right away, what you can do is continue to add the whole wheat flour or any flour that you're using to give it a nice thick consistency to be ready for the lasagna. I have all of my ingredients here, and I'm going to get started by layering it and putting a little bit of the creamy bechamel sauce at the bottom to start it off with a nice kick of flavor. And just spread it just like this to the sides, all around. This may be a messy part, but it's fun. Take your lasagna noodles. An option here is to purchase the no boil lasagna. It'll be easier so you can use it right away when you're cooking your recipe. Okay, so we have 3 noodles here. And throw in your veggies. Nice layer. Those mushrooms smell delish. I'm just going to use my hands. And a special ingredient we can mix into the lasagna is tofu. I prepared it by just adding some olive oil, salt, and pepper to it. So let's put a spoonful in here and spread it. Kind of looks like cottage cheese. Then top it off with some pepper jack vegan cheese. And some more sauce. And then just continue layering until you have either used all of your ingredients or just hit the top of the pan. And at the top, when you do the last layer, you can feel free to end it with some vegan cheese and then some more of the bechamel sauce on top. So I'm going to continue doing this and then pop it in the oven, and we'll check on it in about 30 minutes. Normally it takes about 45 minutes to cook. So check back in later. A nice complement to my creamy fall lasagna is a no-bake vegan pumpkin pie. I got this recipe from my mom. She made it last year for Thanksgiving, and it is delicious. So I want to share it with each of you, and here's how to make it. We're going to use 1 cup of pumpkin mix, you know, those ones that come in the can, any brand. I usually go for the ones, organic ones at Whole Foods. So here's a cup of pumpkin. Make sure to get it all in there. Okay. Now, 4 ounces of cream cheese, tofu-y kind. Okay. And I'm going to do about a 1/4 cup of agave. Just use it as a sweetener, something nice and vegan. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. Some cinnamon. And we're going to get it blended well on about medium speed. You want to blend it until all the cream cheese chunks kind of go through and mix well with the pumpkin. And you're going to take your vegan pumpkin graham cracker crust and spoon the mixture. It's okay if you still see the cream cheese, it kind of adds a nice coloring to it, and it'll taste really good. Smells delicious. Let's get all of that. Smooth it right. And final step to top it all off is to put a vegan crunchy granola, just to give it a nice texture when you bite into it. Pumpkin is filled with vitamins and some potassium, so this is nice, healthy, inexpensive, simple dessert to eat on Thanksgiving. We're gonna put it in the fridge and wait till it cools off, and then you can start slicing it and serving it after you eat your creamy fall lasagna. It's been about 20 minutes, so let me grab my oven mitt and we can check on our lasagna. At this point, it should start. Ah, yes. The noodles are beginning to cook and the cheese is melting, so we are good to go. Just one thing to remember is that when you are putting your lasagna in the oven, just to cover it up with aluminum foil to cause it to create steam, so it'll cook the noodles faster and then it'll melt the cheese really efficiently. So we're going to leave that in there for about another 20 minutes and we'll check then and it should be ready to go. So here we have it, a creamy fall lasagna filled with seasonal vegetables, a punch of protein, and a creamy white sauce. It'll pair well with any Thanksgiving meal, even without turkey around. Also, our vegan no-bake pumpkin pie. Really simple and extremely delicious. It'll end your meal perfectly. Check out my website, Lavegetariana.com, for more recipe ideas and a little insight into how it is being an Italian vegetarian. I'll help you through how to cook delicious meals, how to stay healthy, and to be well. Happy Thanksgiving!